So it's 7:49. I just got to the subway to go work, and there's no one here. Well, there's one person on the other side. Where is she? Yeah, but because it's not freezing outside, so people are not inside. But I'm like, did I miss my leeway subway? You know, because throughout the whole winter I was going a little later because I didn't want to be stuck outside, and now it kind of catches up to me that I'm leaving late, and I'm not working at that place as much because I'm traveling more, you know. So we'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll be 15 minutes late. Anyways, we're the 16th of March, I think. I've been having the runs this morning because I ate, and then maybe because of the food I had yesterday. I don't know. I went to the bathroom 3 times. Yeah. So it's 7:05. It looks like there's the bus waiting there. That's the backup plan. I forgot about that one. But I'm waiting for the other bus coming down there. But I'm staying here so I can see both, just in case the other one doesn't show up, because you never know what happens. So of course, like every other time I get up to wait for the bus here, I feel down, depressed. I didn't have caffeine yesterday. I didn't go to the gym yesterday. I was like, I felt still inflammation, and I woke up late. Well, no, I didn't wake up late, but I went to bed at 2, and I woke up at like 7:30. And I was like, no, not gonna do anything. I just kind of slept kind of on the couch a little bit, the broken couch. Oh, here comes the bus. All right, it's 1:20. Sunday, March 16th, 2025. All right, so it's a tough day. I got up at around 8 something. Went to bed after 2, between 2 and 3. So it's not that good. So, lack of sleep. 1 dose of caffeine in me. Couldn't do any of my expenses, work for my taxes. Deciding which gym to go to. Did not want to make any more food, but gonna go get some protein bars to tide me over while I'm working out. Trying to figure out my workout schedule, but I didn't sit down to do it because I worked yesterday. I'm like, I kind of figured out what I'm gonna do, but now it's like, am I gonna have the energy? Is it gonna be the right environment? Because if I go to the gym near me, there's a chance might be someone that inspires me. If I go to the one where I'm going to now, I don't know. I brought my GoPro just in case I have time to go get SD card. Is that it? I don't remember. And then the guy for the sex date, he texted way too late, and I'm like, I woke up late, I went to bed late, like trying to fit everything in, and it's not working. So then I do nothing. All right. So there's like a yearly gymnastics demo here. And the funny thing is, like, there was a few of the gymnasts, and they're like 12, I guess. I don't know. And one of them gives me a flyer. And I'm like, okay, I took it. I did want to do it. I did try it a few times. But I always tweaked my foot. But yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe it's a sign for something. Oh, remember this? Yeah. So this kind of distracted my mind. I'm sure the kid didn't think anything of it. He's just trying to give him out. But like, you know that whole thing, you attract what you attract type thing? So, kind of put that thought in my mind. You know, trying to do things I like to do, to attract other people, you know, to make friends, etc. And then, you know, yesterday I was thinking about the guy who's teaching CPR. It was the first time I seen this guy, and afterwards we were talking, and he wanted my number to sit down and talk, because we were talking about stuff. He doesn't have a car either, and he was talking about this company called Communito, or Community Car, I guess in English. It's a brand name. But it was a girl who I talked with also, who teaches CPR, who doesn't have a car because she lost it in a divorce or whatever. And she uses that. And there's a lot of people using it, because when I just was out a few minutes ago, I saw several of them. So it's a thing. And I don't know, but then I was thinking, like I told the guy, yeah, give me your number, you know, but we should maybe schedule something. Like he said, call me whenever you feel like sitting down or whatever, and I'm like, I never do that. You know, I'm either teaching or gym or sleeping, you know. So I'm like, I hope that didn't turn him off, you know. And then I'm wondering, is he, which side of the fence is he on, type thing too, you know. So, like trying to make myself available to attract people, you know, or situations or opportunities or whatever. But then being awake to listen to them, you know. So now I'm overwhelmed again. Anyways, I think it's St. Patrick's Day, or 2 days after. I see people dressed in green. Maybe I should go to the sex establishment. Gotta wait for the light. It's still red. It's changing. All right, here we go. So it's almost 2. It's like 3 minutes to 2. Yeah, so that gymnastics, I mean, not, you know, then I think about all the problems that's arising with it. The main one being, if I'm working, I can't go. Like, what, I have to organize my schedule, and that becomes a problem. And then also, if I'm going and I don't feel an attachment to stay, but I used to. But I had a reason, you know what I mean? That's the thing. But I do have a reason now, you know, to keep myself, remember, get myself some strength in areas that I've lost, you know what I mean? But, you know, like training, it becomes like, there has to be something else, you know? And I don't like the fact that I go to the gym where I find I can find people that are attractive, that motivate me. It's too looking into the outside, you know? But I grab what I can when I need it, you know? And then, you know, also I want to take my first responder course, and I have to deal with my financial problems, and yada, yada, yada. And now I'm overwhelmed. This is how my mind is working. Especially with lack of sleep. So, let's just take one thing at a time, get to the gym, and then deal with the next step afterwards. All right, so I'm on the bike. It's my cardio time, but for the past few sessions, I've been doing a lot less resistance. The time has been increasing, but the bike's broken, so I'm taking that as a sign. Just don't wear myself out with the cardio. And just sometimes I'll wear myself out, like the other day, before the day of work, and the day off before work, I went on the treadmill and I pushed it a little bit more. So I kind of modulate it, not to be so rigid, I hope this doesn't get flat because of the music, because I'm talking in the meantime. But I still trying to coordinate what to do afterwards. But also I remember yesterday at work, there was another place I wanted to teach and have that certification for lifeguarding, right? Teaching first aid to lifeguarding, because there was a class at the same time. So she initially talking to me, like a lot of people were talking to me yesterday. And so I took it upon myself to ask her, like, do I need to start over from scratch, like swim, get my lifeguarding certifications, and then be able to teach? And she's like, I don't think so. You could just transfer your stuff over, from what I understand. But she wasn't sure, but that's like, oh, okay. So it might be something I could look into, because I keep getting different hearsay, which was the same thing when I first started in this journey. People were saying, oh, you have to be in the health field, you have to be an ambulance driver, you have to be a nurse, you have to be this. Well, fuck that shit. So, yeah, just keep asking people and we'll see what happens with that. All right, it's about 4:45. It looks like I have a sex date, so that worked out. But I was conversing with someone on Facebook dating, an older guy, and I wasn't sure, but he seemed to have a taste that I liked, but I wasn't impressed by the pictures. People don't date on that. It's just for sex dates, right? He was pretty straightforward on his profile, but I didn't get a chance to look at his body, so I was like, ugh. But I decided to give it a shot. Whereas, Americans will be like dating. There's one guy, an American in upstate New York, and it looked like he set it up like dating, but it was kind of questionable. And then kind of saw that he uploaded an Instagram account with, like, those pictures, and then other ones that are more racy. And so it was kind of obvious. He just, like, bombed all the profiles to try to get laid. It didn't seem like dating material. So, that's kind of the difference between a lot of Americans. They lie on their profile. They put it forward as a quasi thirst trap, but they say they're dating. You know what I mean? Whereas here, some of the locals are really too straightforward. Or they're in open relationships, which is I'm mad about it, There'd have to be something really special for me to do that. And there isn't. So anyway, so this guy decided to give it a chance. And when I tell you the borderline is real, it's real. I don't know, usually older people, they're not able to use technology that well, but the thing is, you gotta kind of like not overshare. This guy overshared everything, even in discussion, where he lived, where he worked, that I could come over after he finishes work and I could sleep over. and you know, 420 and poppers, and I'm like, first of all, I don't even see your whole picture, so what are you reading into? Like, you just, you know, that's too weird, and that's too borderline, you know, the impulsion like that, like, oh, happy-go-lucky, nothing's gonna happen. Not into getting to know someone. It's like, no, I'm testing out the waters. And he even left me his number ASAP. I'm like, okay, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not close to it. It's just like, it's not an open case either. You know, whatever happens, happens. If I see him in a neutral spot, because he was wearing a gym shirt, I'm like, oh, do you go to the same gym as me? He's like, oh, I stopped doing it because of my work schedule, blah, 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 blah. Okay, basically we have nothing in common, and I'm not even attracted to you. I was just attracted to what your tastes are. But find me someone I'm attracted to. Because it's not enough, you know? Because you're just looking for sex from any object. So, yeah. So anyway, so I have a little of the runs, so I'm gonna go home and take care of that, relax a bit, and then get myself going. I set that up, which is good. You know, the other guy is my regular, but he's so long and responding. I think he's moving again. I don't know. The one who wanted to marry me. But I'm bringing him to one of the sex establishments that I like. For raunchy fun. But anyways, so the workout was like, it was Sunday, so like all the squat racks were taken, the bike was broken, so I make myself, like I mentioned, just do it easy. Not trying to push myself on this day. And did some vital stretches, which went well. And got to use it's just my calves, like a weighted calf stretch press. So that was available, but the squat racks weren't available. So I was like, okay, I'll do it after. So I started with the squat rack, the leg press. And then there was a guy who's there all the time. But if you know narcissism, like grandiose, but you know he's insecure and probably intimidated by me. But he actually came up to me and was kind of like, I wouldn't even call it assertive. It was almost aggressive, almost over the top. How many sets I have left, you know? And I was like, I just started, but you can work in. And then he's like, I think he said something like he probably puts a lot of weight on or something. Because I had like 25 pounds on for a one-legged calf stretch. I'm not into that, like putting like all that weight on, because I don't need it. I'm trying to build muscle. I'm not trying to show off weight, you know. But I managed to do 2 sets, and then I let him have it, because it's like not into whatever. Don't want to burst your little bubble, sweetheart, you know. Didn't want any trouble. So anyways, so. And then of course he does the prayer sign, like thank you, like I bowed to his obedience, I acquiesced to his obedience or whatever, I don't know. Anyways, but he's a character. So anyways, so, but then I start to feel the runs, like I have the runs, which is rare, probably from those 2 protein bars I had before starting. And so I was like, I can't do squats. My, energy's all over the place. But the shoulder workout, that wasn't taken. So I did upright rows. And if I tell you that went well, it went really well. So that was good. So there's always something good coming out of it. And it's always out of whatever's available, you know? Because otherwise I'd be rigid too, like a lot of these guys are rigid. Like he asked me how many sets I had left. he had to do that, otherwise his whole fragile ego would be devastated, you know? That type of thing. He doesn't know how to adapt. And I learned at these types of gyms, these commercial gyms, where they have too many people for not enough equipment, I adapt, and it's good for me. And this past year, I've learned to adapt, you know, with my work schedule, so I'm not even there as often. So it allows me to recuperate. But my shoulders were good today, so it's perfect. And hopefully tomorrow I can work on legs. We'll see. Because as per international understanding, Monday's usually chest day. So there might be the bars free. There's 3 squat racks, and hopefully one will be free. Well, actually, the squat rack was available after or during me doing my other stretches and my upright rows. But because I did not want to bend over and stuff like that, I just did my hamstring stretch and my shoulder stretch on the bar at that, instead of going down to the floor, because I didn't want to shit my pants, you know? So that went well too. So all in all, it was good. And I never know what happens when, because I have a plan A, plan B, plan C. I wish I had that for my life. Yeah, I think I said I gotta keep moving. I ate a couple of pancakes because I didn't want to be hungry, you know? But I couldn't take that much. And I had pre-workout. So I caffeined up to kind of stop that from getting hungry. So we'll see. Oh yeah, the workout. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, my adaptation and not being as rigid, not trying to push myself, but coax myself, so that, I mean, the most weight I did in the past 2 years with upright rows was 50 pounds. I mean, I've done many heavier prior to that, but I'd always get the AC joint injuries, you know, the impingements and all that stuff, and my wrist and all that. So I'm focusing more on more reps. But sometimes if I feel strong, I'll move it up. But I had started with 30. I was trying to build that up to 50. But 50 I had done October. So we're February. I think October was the last time I did it. So I track that. So I know that's in the back of my head. I don't have to go to it because I always adjust my weights accordingly. I might have to creep up to that again, you know? But I'm aware. And sometimes it oscillates, you know? So sometimes I move it up a bit. Sometimes I back it down a bit, like with the bicycle now for cardio. So I'm on an easier. This is a comedy. They have comedy here, so, or improv. That makes me want to go back to the other place. But anyways, yeah. So the workouts, you know. So anyways, so I was limiting the problems that I was having with the upright rows was a bit of my left shoulder, and then my wrist, you know, because of the position you have to hold. But I really have to, you know, have a certain variety of exercises in case one doesn't work or whatever, or I'm in pain, and then come back to it. And they all seem to kind of work together, because I got up to 40 with one set with 30, but I did 3 sets of 40. Whereas for a while I was sticking with just 30 pounds, you know? So I'd moved up, and it's pretty easy because my shoulders are well rested. Probably from the fact that I did those painful, you know, pec chest stretches, which hurt my shoulders, but then the inflammation went down, probably from taking the day off and then the day of working and all that. I don't know, it just works. It just kind of times it right, you know, and the fact that the squat machines were not um, available, I was forced to do that, and I knew that was part on my bucket list to do, so I did it, and voila, I'm happy. It's like the adaptation has to, it's weird, because like some people have very strict workouts, you know, you do this, and but your body doesn't adapt that way, you know, so then you end up with pain, shoulder pains. Now of course people take a deload, which is the way around it, you know. I do that, but my schedule doesn't work like that, so my forced deloads are work, or if I'm really tired, you know. So if it comes to a day where I have to work out and I'm sore everywhere, I have to have the plan B. And there we go. And that's what works. That's what works when you don't have a strict schedule, when it's all over the place. So I'm no longer that stressed about it, you know? Now I gotta get my life like that, which is slowly there. Unless something big happens, like the balcony part breaks, the government seizes this account, you know, so many things are like in the air right now, and I can only do one thing at a time, and then there's some days I can't do it because I have to deal with other things. Yeah, live, you know? So because I have caffeine in me, I can think clearer. Knowing that this is like, you know, when I was a kid, it was just starting over again, you know? And it takes time for things to get better, you know? But when you're in it, I can't see that. Just depressed that everything is overwhelming, you know? So it's 8:13 p.m. and I'm at the sex establishment. And so I just got a locker, you know, because to save money, it's expensive. $16 for 3 hours, right? And he came and I know there's something off with him. Very shy, very socially retarded, doesn't speak English or French. I only understand a portion of what he's saying. This will probably get demonetized. I don't even get monetized because I don't have enough watch time hours, or subscribers. But there's music in the back, so whatever. But he didn't want to just do in dark hallways, you know what I mean? He wanted a room, and it's expensive at this place. Except when I go to his place, not his place, the sex establishment near where he is, it's a trek, and I have to wait for him, and it's a fixed price of $20 each, and then we find a room to go, you know? It's not as busy and weird as here. And it's also St. Paddy's Day weekend, I believe. So anyways, so I was getting angry. Like I felt it, I'm like, ugh. But I mean, I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I don't have it. Anyways, he gave me a 20 to upgrade to a room. I couldn't upgrade, so we had both spent $16 each for a locker, and then he gave me an extra 20, so that'd be 36. But I gave him 10 back. Like I was doing the calculations afterwards, it was an extra $37.50 for a room, and I gave her $50 bill, and I got $12.50 back. And I was calculating it, but I'm so out of it. I gave him a 10, but basically 37 is like pretty much 40. He, was pretty close to 20 that he owed, but I gave him $10 back, even though he gave me a 20. So I ended up spending, and I said, oh, whatever, no problem. I didn't want to cause any trouble, but I'm not going to do this all the time, and I haven't done this all the time. I haven't done this in a while, so. And then a few days ago, of course, I spent over $200 with porn, and I haven't done that since the government seized my account, so I was using another account, and I had to deposit money in it. So today I spent on this establishment, I spent for 16, and let's say I took 10 from him, so 40 or 37.50 or 27.50. I spent about $52, let's just say. Because 40, let's say I had the 50 and then I gave him a 10, so it's $40, and then an extra 16, okay, 56, but then I have an extra $2.50 back, so $53.50 or something for 3 hours. Oh no, this is I think for 6 hours. The locker's for 3 hours. But anyways, so usually it's a small place. I'm not going to show it because there's a mirror here and I'm naked. If I turn off the lights, don't see anything. So there's a locker there, Anyways, I usually leave after this, but now it's like I want to get my money's worth, but also I guess, I don't know, see if we could do a second time. We never did a second time. It's really hard to converse with him, and he's not any different in person. I guess we're both pretty retarded. And he's and he's looking for a place to move in a 1 bedroom, or 3.5, as we say here. Yeah, and he's never been to my place. As you know, my place is it's a disaster. I need to call the plumber to fix that toilet. It's been a few years, and I need to keep working to get the money in. So basically, this whole week with the porn and this, let's say about 200 and under 250. And the credit card stopped me. I paid my massage therapy license and that. So I had like $311 in there. So let's say about $356 I spent for sex this week. But I got that extra class to teach yesterday. And well, now it pays $270, so it's not the full amount, but it's a good chunk. I was gonna say it got covered by one day, but it doesn't. Anyways, I didn't want to complain about anything about spending too much money. He gave me cash. He had cash, and I gave him too much, and I didn't want to seem like a cheap JAP, which is not Japanese person, it's Jewish American princess. Yeah, we don't have very many conversations. He's in the steam room now. I should go down and visit, maybe. But I mean, it was really good. To get my mind off the problem, the financial problem, and it was good. I'm attracted to him. I like him. And I really don't think he's trying to be mean to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to be careful with what I think and what is reality. You know? I need to take more Spanish courses. Because it's not enough to have good conversations with him or to even understand what he's saying when he just speaks quickly. I'm like, what? I don't understand you. And then I try to rephrase it, and then he doesn't understand me, and it's like, okay, it's not enough, and he's not learning any other languages. So there's that. And he came from Mexico. Well, from Mexico, but he's from Venezuela. I think it's Caracas, from what I understand. And then he lived in Mexico. Then he lived in New York. Then he lived here. That's kind of how I understand it. I know it's like when you text me or message me, I'm pretty sure like the vocabulary, it's not Mexican style Spanish. It just seems different. So it's more Venezuelan Spanish. I guess I should learn that. This is the only person I'm talking with right now. I can always YouTube it. But I've gotten better at, for the simple phrases, he just says, when are we going to see you, blah, 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 blah. Let me know, me avisa. And he's always like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, I have to say, me encanta. Because me gusta is I like, or I want, more I like, or yo gusto. But then I was trying to say me encanto, and then I do a quick translate in Google Translate to see if that's the right way to say it. And it's like, I would love to, or I loved to. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want to say. So it's me encanta, not me encanto. Because a lot of the stuff in present is with the O. But of course there's exceptions, so I don't know all my conjugations. So then in the subway, I was looking up the verb encantar, the conjugations, So I do a little bit of learning as I go, but it's not enough. I don't see him enough, and I'm not available enough, and he's not available, and he's only available on the weekend. I'm not available, and all that stuff. So it's 6:20. What? Yeah, someone came into the elevator right quick, so I had to shut this off. Yeah, so I'm off to the sex establishment. I set up a date. He's probably going to be late, so because he's looking for another place to live. But hopefully I could see other people there, because it's been a while since I did this, so I had to really push myself to go. It was raining before. I actually took prep just in case, but it's not 2 hours yet, but whatever. And I ate some pancakes, so I'm probably gonna have those runs again. I didn't want to not eat, so we'll see what happens with that. Basically just trying to keep myself moving, keep doing, you know what I mean? I think it's important for me. But I'm still thinking about that workout. My shoulders feel great. And the other day I did chest, but my shoulder joints were hurting. But it's like my ego. I set it down to just stretching on the pec deck, and the chest workout was amazing. So I keep track of all that because the numbers keep going up. I have like several different tiers of workouts and make sure they're all concurrently progressing. Whereas back in the day, so this is all the lights that I see from my place. Well, probably the building behind it. I don't know if you can see, there's like a building in between this one. Can we see just a bit? You can probably see the top. That's what I see from my place. So it's this little walkway, and then the cops or police stations on the other side. So these are all going to be condos probably. These were newly made also. So were those behind. But anyways, so I forgot what I was saying. So it's 9:15. It was raining again. I walked home. I got a little bit of food. I had 4 minutes to purchase food at the little local, the equivalent of a small Whole Foods. We don't have Whole Foods here, thank God. But it's a small little organic grocery, I guess, where things are overpriced. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, I gotta eat. I wasn't hungry, but now I gotta eat. And I enjoyed the time I had, but then it quickly changed because of the money being spent and feeling overwhelmed and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, if I look at it in a way that, like, I'm not stumping anyone else. There's some porn, which I'm doing less often now. 250 versus 2,000 for the, you know. This can be, like, if you have a person you're seeing, there has to be some money being spent. So I guess I could look at it that way, you know. Because it's better than going on my own and coming back with nothing, you know what I mean? At least there's someone.